Good evening. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. Winter is making a comeback this weekend, but I wanted to start with a little bit of good news, and that is today marks 1 month until the spring equinox. So while it will feel very much so like we are still in the depths of winter this weekend, looking ahead, we have some light at the end of the tunnel, literally. Today the sun rose at 6:33 and set at 5:34, but we're gaining a little less than 2.5 minutes of daylight each day. So the days are getting longer. We're headed in the right direction. In just a couple weeks, the days will already be more than half an hour longer than they are right now. 1 month from today, like I said, is the spring equinox. And at that point, we'll have an hour and 8 minutes more daylight each day than we do right now, and the daylight will continue to grow all the way up through June 21st. That is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, and at that point we will have 3 hours and 47 minutes more daylight than we do right now. And some of these times shift a little bit because daylight saving time begins 2 weeks and some change from today. It'll be a couple weekends from now on March 8th. So something to look forward to, a little bright spot to start with here, that we do have brighter days ahead, quite literally. But for now, we are tracking a plunge in our temperatures as we go through the weekend. This is a live look at the Owensboro riverfront. We do still have mostly clear skies out there, but the clouds are starting to build in, especially across the southern half of the tri-state. Tonight will be partly cloudy and colder. Moving forward into the weekend, it's going to be much colder. Our temperatures just keep dropping, and we could even see a few sprinkles or snowflakes as we go through the weekend as well. As we get into next week, we do start to warm back up. We climb back into the 50s. But we also have a chance of rain as we get into the middle of next week. So let's start with what's going on out there right now, and then we'll jump into those rain and snow chances for this weekend. Right now it is dry across the tri-state, but we do have clouds from about the Ohio River stretching south, just kind of thin, wispy clouds, but they are starting to build in. We will see more of those clouds moving in from the south as the night goes on, so it will be partly to maybe even mostly cloudy at times tonight. Tomorrow, I think we'll start out dry. We may even get a few peaks of sunshine, but in general, most of Saturday is looking like it's going to be pretty cloudy. I think we'll probably be dry through the first half of the day, but notice by about lunchtime, we start to see these very spotty snow showers. We could see a rain, snow, or a mix of both. Then as we go through Saturday afternoon, it's not going to be widespread though. Many of us will stay dry all weekend long, but there's just this very isolated chance that you could catch a brief snow shower or rain shower or maybe a mix of both as we go through Saturday afternoon. But again, very spotty. Most of us will stay dry, and any rain or snow we do get shouldn't amount to very much. Any rain or snow showers we do see Saturday afternoon will push off to the east by Saturday evening, and then our clouds will briefly clear Saturday night, but they roll right back in on Sunday. By Sunday morning, it's mostly cloudy again. They are going to get some snow to our northeast on Sunday. And it's possible a stray flurry or two could clip the northeast corner of the tri-state. So I'd say DuBois County has the best chance at that. But Pike, Spencer, Perry, even into Hancock, any of you could maybe get a few snowflakes on Sunday. But again, it's really probably going to stay to our northeast. It's a slim chance at best. And I really think most of the tri-state will stay dry. It is going to be cloudy, cold, and breezy, though, on Sunday. Talking about that snowfall, I did just want to show you, this is a comparison of 4 different weather models, all showing how much snow we're going to get over the next couple of days. Notice those maps are almost entirely blank. Some of them are showing we could maybe catch a dusting in parts of the tri-state, but most of them are showing essentially no snow accumulation at all. So keep in mind it was 72 degrees yesterday. So, you know, bear that in mind here. It has been pretty warm recently. Our temperatures are just barely going to be cold enough to even get snow tomorrow. So I really don't think we would have anything that would stick. Many of us won't even see any snow. But if you do see some snow, just know it's not going to amount to anything too exciting. Now, let's talk about our temperatures. I do want to check in on the comments real quick before we move into the temperatures here. Good evening, Lenny, Suzanne. Yes, that wind was cold, Suzanne. Ricky, Leslie, Denise, Cheyenne, Jeff, Connie. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in here. Let's talk temperatures here. I mentioned yesterday we hit 72 in Evansville. That was our first 70-degree day of 2026. So it felt amazing out there, felt like April instead of February, right? But then that cold front moved through last night. Thankfully, we really dodged the bullet on any kind of severe weather. We barely even got any rain in the tri-state. We did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, in Illinois, up around Wayne County. But really, most of the severe weather stayed north of us from areas like Vincennes up toward Terre Haute and areas east and west, either direction of that. But as expected, most of the severe weather stayed north of us. We got an isolated severe storm. Even though we didn't get the thunderstorms from that cold front, the cold front still moved through and it's still having a big impact on our temperatures. I'm sure you noticed that when you stepped outside today and it was in the 40s instead of the 70s. We are still sitting anywhere from the mid 30s to mid 40s right now. It's about 40 degrees even right now in Evansville. That was last night's low. So the coldest it ever got last night into this morning was 40. We're already at 40 right now, and those temperatures are going to keep dropping, partially because the sun went down. Temperatures always tend to drop at night, but partially because of that change in our wind direction. The wind is letting up some now. We had this cold breeze flowing in from the northwest today. Suzanne mentioned how cold that wind was. It was pulling that colder air into the tri-state, causing that drop in our temperatures where we went from the 70s yesterday to the 40s today. That all had to do with that change in our wind direction. We had plenty of sunshine today, but it was not a warm sunshine out there. So we still have a much lighter breeze, but still a breeze coming in from the northwest. That'll be the case through the night tonight. Our temperatures will drop back to the upper 30s to low 40s tonight. So somewhere right, or upper 20s to low 30s. Can you tell I'm not used to having to talk this late at night? Upper 20s to low 30s tonight. So the point being, last night we were in the upper 30s to low 40s. Tonight it's going to be about 10 degrees colder than last night was. Looking ahead to tomorrow now, mostly cloudy. Like I said, a few spotty rain or snow showers possible, but mainly dry. Temperatures are only going to make it into the low to maybe mid 40s tomorrow though. So it is going to be cold out there, and it gets even colder as we get into Sunday and Monday. For some perspective, our normal highs this time of year are in the upper 40s. So actually what we saw today, that was right exactly how it should feel in mid to late February. That was right on par with average. I think our high was 49 today. Tomorrow is going to be a few degrees cooler than normal, and then really the coldest part of the next 7 days is Sunday and Monday. Sunday, we're looking at highs in the mid 30s. Same story again for Monday at night. Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're looking at lows in the low to mid 20s. It's still going to be pretty breezy, so those mid 20s will probably feel more like the mid teens, so probably feeling more like about 15 degrees Sunday morning. Sunday night into Monday morning then, we're looking at lows down around 20, but I think the wind chill probably make it feel more like 10. So each night it's going to feel about 10 degrees colder than it actually is. Monday night into Tuesday morning, lows get down to around 19, but by then the wind will die down. So not worried about wind chill Tuesday morning, and the wind will die down Tuesday morning because then as we go through the day, it picks back up coming the other direction. So through the next 3 or 4 days, or I guess, 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we'll have this cold wind coming in from the north, right? So that's why our temperatures just keep dropping. Monday night, that wind finally dies down. Then on Tuesday, it starts to come back the other way. You can see that warm up then as we go through next week, but we also have a chance of rain. So let's talk about it. We've got this warm front swinging through on Tuesday. That's that surge of warm air coming in from the south. That pushes us into the 40s Tuesday, 50s Wednesday. Wednesday will be cloudy, breezy winds coming in from the south, but most of the day on Wednesday I think is going to be dry. We then have a weak cold front coming in from the west Wednesday night into Thursday. Now I say weak because I want to emphasize I'm not worried about storms and severe weather and things like this. This is just going to be some light scattered rain rolling through the tri-state Wednesday night into Thursday. As that cold front passes through, we will see a brief change in our wind direction, and with that, a bit of a cool down. But this is a weak cold front. It's not going to pack much of a punch regarding the rain or the temperatures. So while it is going to be cold through the next few days, highs in the 40s tomorrow, 30s Sunday and Monday, warming back into the 40s then Tuesday, upper 50s Wednesday. That'll be the warmest day out of the next 7. It's no 70s, but you know, we'll take it. Upper 50s Wednesday. That cold front moves through Wednesday night into Thursday. Notice it only drops us a few degrees though. We're looking at highs then in the lower 50s through the end of next week. The extended outlook then from next weekend into the following week. So this is, we're wrapping up February and heading into March at that point. The extended outlook still shows above average temperatures, so we're probably going to stick with those 50s or maybe even see some folks climb to near 60. And then a slightly above average precipitation. There are some indications we could maybe see another round of rain as we get into next weekend or early in the following week then as we head into the first couple days of March. We're not outlooked for any hazardous weather though at this point in time, not expecting severe weather anytime in the next week and a half, and we're not outlooked for any other kinds of hazards either. You'll notice as we widen out the view, big chunks of the country though, outlooked for wind. It's going to get pretty breezy as we head toward the end of February and into the start of March, but the tri-state not included in any of those outlooks. All right, let's see. Hello, James. Justin mentioning that NDOT treated the roads. I did notice that as well. It does seem like they have sprayed the roads with brine of some kind. So if we do get some snow tomorrow, again, just adding to the fact that it is not going to stick, they've made sure it's not going to stick by pre-treating the roads in Indiana. Yes, and Justin also mentioning that severe weather that hit north of the tri-state yesterday, definitely a serious situation up there and around Bloomington. Carolyn says she wants yesterday's temperature back. Yes, and Justin commenting, spring can't come soon enough. I agree with you guys. Like I said, we're only a month away, right? Spring equinox is 1 month from today. We are gaining a little bit of daylight each day. We'll see more of those warmer temperatures in the coming weeks, just not this week. Through the next couple of days, at least, it is going to be cold. For those of us who work a Monday through Friday job, it's a real shame that we wasted those beautiful days on days we had to go into work, right? We were all at work Wednesday and Thursday when it was so beautiful. Now it's going to be the weekend and it's going to be cloudy and cold and windy. So that's a shame. But it's a good weekend to stay inside, get some stuff done indoors. It's still going to be pretty cold into the start of next week. Like I said, lows down even into the upper teens Monday night into Tuesday morning. That's when that warm up starts though, and then we've got 50s on the way from Wednesday of next week, probably on then into next weekend. So warmer weather moving in, not as warm as yesterday, but I mean, yesterday we were only 2 degrees off from setting a new record. You're not going to get a lot of 70s in February. So we'll take the 50s and we'll be happy with it, right? I'm not seeing any questions in the comments, so I'll go ahead and wrap this up. I will have another look at your forecast on 14 News tonight at 10, assuming it actually starts at 10 with the Olympics. Sometimes we get pushed a few minutes late, but the Olympics is wrapping up. So next week, all of our newscasts will be back to their regular schedule, and we shouldn't have things messing with our newscasts anymore. And yes, Justin makes a good point. Meteorological spring is March 1st. Just in case you didn't know, meteorologists mark the seasons by the months, right? So December, January, February, that's our winter. March, April, May is spring. June, July, August is summer. And then September, October, November is fall. And so meteorological spring, when we talk about, you know, the warmest spring on record or the wettest spring on record, when we're looking at things like that, we're talking about from March 1st up through the end of May. So March 1st to May 31st would be meteorological spring because astronomical spring, which is the spring equinox, it starts kind of, it's not always on the same day. It starts at different times. Sometimes spring technically starts at like 3 in the morning on, the 21st. Other times it starts at 9 o'clock at night on the 20th. It's really kind of all over the place. So to have the same number of days to do a side-by-side comparison for records keeping, meteorologists mark the days, mark the seasons by months. So there's your little fun fact for the day. Meteorological spring starts March 1st, but the spring equinox, which marks when the sun is directly over the equator and where everybody's kind of got 50-50 daylight and nighttime, and then we start to shift back the other way, right, where the southern hemisphere will start to have shorter days. They'll start going into their winter, and we will start to have longer days and head into our summer. So the spring equinox marks that moment, but for meteorological record keeping purposes, our spring starts March 1st. So there's your tidbit for the day. All right, if there's no other questions or comments, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. I'll see you on 14 News tonight at 10. I hope everybody has a great Friday night and a great rest of your weekend.